train them or help them when they are in need. Our guest today has a strong passion for animals and is on his way to working in a field that involves working with animals hands-on. Today, we will hear him speak about where his passion comes from, what steps he's taking to propel him into the future, as well as ambitions and goals he has set for himself. The Humanities Communication Arts Department at Norwalk Community College presents The New Directors, the show that introduces you to television's future writers, directors, and personalities. And now join our host, Jessica Murillo, to meet the next new director.
Thank you for joining us today's edition of The New Directors. All of the people involved with this program are students in the television production course and are directing, switching, controlling audio, operating cameras, and acting as talent for the first time today. The guests you are about to meet are students who, when not on camera, are behind the scenes working hard to bring this program to you with as few mistakes as possible. Each student will write and direct 4 different productions. This program will give them the chance to talk about themselves, the productions they have completed, and give you a chance to get to know them and watch their progress throughout the semester. Our guest today is a person who has developed a strong passion for animals. He currently works with dogs and hopes to expand his career and be able to work with and help different types of animals. We would like for you to meet our guest today, Daniel Pardo.
How are you? Thank you for having me.
Well, on to the first question. So tell us a little bit about yourself. When did your passion for animals begin? Also, tell us about your current job and why you like to work with dogs so much.
Well, my passion for animals began when I was young. I had my aunt's dog, Charlie, when I was about 10 years old. That's the picture right there. You see me and Charlie. I developed a strong passion and a strong connection with this dog. And once he passed, I knew that I wanted to do anything I could to help animals and to be able to work with animals in the future. As for my job, I began working at Camp Bow Wow about 1.5 years ago. And I've gained experience working with little dogs as well as big dogs. I do everything from watching over them, making sure that they're not fighting, to giving them baths and clipping their nails. But the reason that I enjoy working with dogs so much will have to be because they're so cute. And even when I'm having a bad day at work, I can always see a friendly face or a silly face, like the one you're about to see here. And sometimes I even get an unexpected kiss, like you see here in this picture.
Could you tell us why you decided to take the TV production course?
Well, I've always been interested in what happens behind the camera and what it takes to bring the finished project to your TV at home. Also, I wanted to get experience working hands-on with the camera.
What are some of the most useful things you have learned in the TV production course?
I've learned a lot in the TV production course. I've learned things from composition to rule of thirds and to lines of grace and vectors. I've also learned how to edit my own videos with Avid, and I've learned things like adding a title and background music.
Tell us about the production you created for the TV1 class. The Learning Project, the Action Sequence, the New England Seasonal Project, and the Orange Project.
Well, in the Learning Project, I had a friend walk into a room, sit down, and listen to music. In this project, I learned how to use a shot sheet, and I learned how it feels to be the man behind the camera. I learned how to edit shots and cut them, like you saw right there, so it looks like a nicer picture. In the action sequence, I took my editing skills a bit further, and I learned how to add a title, and I also learned how to work with the 180 line. And I learned the importance of a clean entrance and a clean exit. I also learned how that the 180 line can either help you or it can break you when you're making films. In the Fall Foliage project, I took my composition skills to the next level. incorporating vectors, lines of grace, continuous zoom ins and zoom outs, as well as shift focus. I also took my editing skills to the next level and added music to the project. My orange project isn't quite done yet, but it's on its way, and this time I'm learning how to work with a script that I composed myself, as well as having to work with actors that fit the role of the script.
Now I know that you had one project that you felt was your best. Tell us about it while we watch a sample of the video with music that you've selected.
My best project is by far the Fall in New England project. I had tons of fun shooting at different beautiful locations and trying to find lines of grace in nature. I feel it's my best because I used all the things that I learned up to date and put them in this video. I also enjoyed choosing the right pieces of music to go with the shots.
You mentioned the variety of things that you have learned in this course. What are some of the most interesting and important skills that you learned, and how will you put it to use?
That's a good question. I will have to narrow it down to two things. The first is how to work with the Avid program, because I learned a lot about editing and how to bring something presentable to the table. The second would have to be the guidelines to composition, only because I learned how to draw the viewer's attention and create emotion by using things such as line vectors and lines of grace. I would like to use what I've learned and shoot at different locations and hopefully combine what I've learned with my love for animals and be able to shoot different types of animals at different locations.
Today we got to meet someone who has a strong passion for animals his whole life and hopes to use what he's learned in the TV production course to film all types of animals around the world in their own habitat. I would like to thank our guest today, Daniel Pardo, for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. We hope you enjoyed meeting one of television's future directors, and we hope that you will continue to join us each week to watch our progress. Thank you and good day.
This has been The New Directors with your host, Jessica Murillo. Directed by Connor Shermans. I'm your announcer, Evan Rapp. The New Directors is a Norwalk Community College student production.